Welcome to Catholic News World.
Welcome to Catholic News World. Please subscribe to our channel. My name is Steph. Here are this week's breaking news headlines.
On Wednesday, January 7, 2026, a fatal shooting involving a federal U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE agent in Minneapolis sparked a national outcry and significant civil unrest. The incident, which resulted in the death of 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good, a mother of three, has become a flashpoint for tensions surrounding the current administration's expanded immigration enforcement operations. Please pray for the repose of her soul. In video, the woman appears to flee the scene as ICE officers are trying to stop her minivan, and then they fire at her. The local Archbishop Bernard Hebda wrote, "Following this morning's deadly shooting in Minneapolis, I reiterate my plea for all people of goodwill to join me in prayer for the person who was killed, for their loved ones, and for our community. We continue to be at a time in this country when we need to lower the temperature of rhetoric, stop fear-filled speculation, and start seeing all people as created in the image and likeness of God. That is as true for our immigrant sisters and brothers as it is for our elected officials and those who are responsible for enforcing our laws. I echo today the repeated call of the U.S. Catholic bishops that we come together as a nation and pass meaningful immigration reform that does justice to all parties. The longer we refuse to grapple with this issue in the political arena, the more divisive and violent it becomes. It is only by working together with God's help that we will have peace in our communities, state, and world."
Please subscribe to our channel.
In Poland, over 2 million faithful participated on the streets during Three Kings or Epiphany procession across 1,000 cities in the European country. The processions honored Jesus' birth, as the people walk and sing Christmas carols. The Epiphany procession in Warsaw is the largest street nativity play in the world. The Feast of the Epiphany, also known as Three Kings Day, is one of the oldest and most important feasts in the Roman Catholic Church and a public holiday in Poland. Celebrated every year on January 6th, it commemorates the arrival of the Magi in Bethlehem to honor the baby Jesus 12 days after his birth. In the capital Warsaw, President Karol Nawrocki and First Lady Marta Nawrocka joined the celebrations. Pope Leo XIV sent his apostolic blessing to participants in the Three Kings Parade, in a letter with the papal blessing and spiritual support to Piotr Giertych, chairman of the Three Kings Parade Foundation, which organizes the events. In his letter, Pope Leo XIV expressed his spiritual support for those taking part in various events around the world. He said he was informed about the idea of the Three Kings Parade organized since 2009 on the Solemnity of the Epiphany in Poland and in many countries worldwide, and united himself spiritually with all those who, together with the Three Kings, bear witness to Christ on the streets of cities and villages. The participation of 1,000 cities in Poland is a record in the event's history to date. Epiphany parades also took place in Germany, France, Spain, the Philippines, the USA, and Africa. This event is inspired by the first nativity play of Saint Francis of Assisi in Italy over 800 years ago. While marching in the parade, participants walk from a selected beginning point to the nativity scene while singing Christmas carols. 3 actors play the Holy Family and the Magi from 3 continents: Asia, Africa, and Europe. The Star-Bearer and the Magi lead the parade, accompanied by children dressed as knights and ladies-in-waiting. Faithful of the city or village also join the parade wearing crowns and singing Christmas carols from songbooks from the organizing foundation. As every year, the Epiphany Parade was accompanied by competitions for children, young people, and entire families, including an art, nativity scene, and poetry competition. The parade has been taking place in 23 countries for well over 15 years. The Polish foreign community and missionaries are also involved in the organization. The Epiphany Parade Foundation, which started this tradition in 2005, is the organizer of the largest street nativity play in the world, the Epiphany Parade in Warsaw. Poland is a country of about 27 million Catholics, or 71% of the population. In memory of these events, and as a sign of welcoming Jesus into their homes and lives. On January 6th, the faithful mark the doors of their homes with chalk previously blessed in churches, writing down the numbers of the new year and the initials of the names of the holy wise men, Caspar, Melchior, and Balthazar, in the Latin version, C+M+B, 2026, which are also an abbreviation of the Latin invocation, Christus Mansionem Benedicit. May Christ bless this house. The highlight of the Epiphany celebration is Holy Mass, which begins or ends the so-called Three Kings procession. The Feast of the Epiphany is also the day of prayer and assistance to missions, in accordance with the recommendation of the Polish Episcopal Conference. On this day, prayers are offered to God in parishes for missionaries, and offerings placed in the collection plate in Polish churches are donated to support missionaries from the country and around the world.
Please subscribe to our channel.
The world's largest Catholic procession, called the Translation of the Black Nazarene, in the Philippines, had over 5 million participants this year. The traditional event, one of the most important and popular for the Philippine Church, involves the passage of a statue of Jesus enclosed in a glass case to protect it from the crowd. The January 9th feast is a public holiday. Manila's procession of the Black Nazarene in the Philippines involves a wooden darkened statue of Christ. In 2025, the Quiapo Church recorded during the procession a record attendance of over 8 million people, thus becoming one of the biggest crowds in the religious festival's history. According to reports, over 500 people were injured and 2 deaths recorded so far. This year, in 2026, data from the hub of the Manila Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office showed that the crowd count of 5,100,700 was recorded from 4 a.m. Friday to 3 a.m. Saturday. Every year, the translation of the sacred sculpture from the original site, the Church of St. Nicola of Tolentino, in the parish of Quiapo, in the capital, ends a novena and sees the massive participation of people praying to ask for a personal grace or miracle. The current walk is a large celebration and is stimulated by the faithful's bond with Jesus, who suffered on the cross for us. The historic statue of the Black Nazarene, life-size and covered in glass, is carried in procession in the heart of Manila after a Holy Mass celebrated at dawn. The event has a strong spiritual and votive meaning and reveals the close link between faith, society, and tradition. Authorities regularly deploy over 14,000 security personnel and medical personnel along the route, ready to intervene in case of emergency. Millions of faithful took part in the slow journey towards the Church of Quiapo. Among the people, it is common practice to pay homage to the statue, which legend says has healing powers, to heal from incurable diseases. Dori Hale Marquez, mother of 2 young children, says she has been a devotee of the Black Nazarene for decades. I have continually received miracles from him. She is echoed by Mavic Duque, mother of 6 grown children, who confides, "Thank you very much, our beloved Lord Jesus of Nazareth, for your blessings upon us and for our salvation in daily life. You will always guide us. Viva Nuestra Jesus Nazarene." In the Philippines, over 82% of the approximately 115 million inhabitants are Catholic. Among the religious celebrations, the procession of the Black Nazarene is among the most famous and popular. The statue represents Jesus bent under the weight of the cross. It was brought to Manila by a Spanish Augustinian priest in 1607 aboard a ship from Mexico. According to tradition, the boat caught fire during the voyage, but the image of Christ miraculously escaped the fire by turning black. The procession commemorates the first movement of the statue, which took place on January 9th, 1777, along the entire route, 7 kilometers of the translation, which lasts several hours. The faithful, often barefooted, flock to touch or kiss the sculpture as a sign of devotion, sing hymns, pray, in the enormous gathering.
Please subscribe to our channel.
Pope Leo XIV opened his first extraordinary Consistory of Cardinals on January 7, 2026. Gathering approximately 170 cardinals from every corner of the globe, the pontiff set a clear tone for his papacy. Leadership is not a solo act, but a shared journey. I feel the need to count on you, the Pope told the College of Cardinals. You have called this servant to this mission. It is important that we discern together. In a departure from traditional top-down agendas, the cardinals were asked to vote on the priorities for this two-day summit. By a clear majority, the Assembly selected two pillars for reflection: synod and synodality, refining the way the Church listens and operates, and evangelization in the modern world, rereading Evangelii Gaudium to revitalize missionary work. While topics like liturgy and curial reform were on the shortlist, Holy See spokesperson Matteo Bruni noted that the chosen themes are broad enough to encompass all urgent concerns. One topic does not exclude another, Bruni explained, emphasizing that the Pope is keen to address the perceived need for clarity across all areas of church life. The work took place around 20 circular tables with 170 cardinals in total in the Paul VI Hall. Using the same methodology as the recent synods, the cardinals engaged in 3-minute contributions followed by periods of listening and silence. The Pope, choosing to remain in a listening posture, largely left the group work to the cardinals from local churches. He requested strict confidentiality for these internal dialogues to ensure the greatest possible freedom of expression. In a move to strengthen collegiality, Pope Leo XIV concluded the extraordinary consistory by announcing that these gatherings will now become an annual fixture. The next meeting, a 2-day extraordinary consistory, is scheduled for the end of June, coinciding with the solemnity of Saints Peter and Paul. The Pope intends to hold these meetings every year, typically lasting 3 to 4 days. Also, an ecclesial assembly of October 2028 has been officially confirmed. The gathering brought together 170 cardinals to discuss the future of the Church in continuity. While not on the official agenda, the crisis in Venezuela was a major point of concern, with the college expressing a desire for dialogue, human rights, and disarming peace. Discussions touched on the priesthood of the people, the role of the laity, and the ongoing concern regarding the role of women and the female diaconate. The Pope was described as very attentive, spending more time taking notes on the cardinals' input than addressing the floor.
Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to Catholic News World's channel. God bless.